Hey guys, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me. I'm looking to start kind of a new series. It's one I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm finding that as I am doing this more and more, this being, the junk journaling and stuff, I am finding things that I like to make that I will use more commonly in junk journals, things that I really like in junk journals, certain pockets, certain tag types, certain, all that kind of stuff. And then some things that I would only use on special occasions or like for a specific thing where I go, oh, this would be really nice in here. So you see, I have some of my altered books. Remember when I was doing my altered book series and I did a bunch of these altered books and I glued the pages together, and that's as far as I got with some of them. And I went through and I counted how many leaves. So like a leaf back in front would be 20 leaves, 40 pages in this book. And I counted all of these, and I've decided what I'm going to do is make idea books out of them. So some of the ones that have less pages in them, like this one has 25, so 50 pages. This one has 44 pages. This one had 40 pages. So like that. The ones that have more pages in them, I want to use for stuff that I will... This one has 72 pages. There will be a lot of things for me to put in it. And then some of the smaller ones I'll use for things like maybe tip-ins or, specialty items that would be like a miscellaneous ideas kind of a thing. This book has the most pages in it. I've got 90 pages in here to work with, and I thought one of the biggest things we put in junk journals is pockets. So I'm going to use this to do pockets that I've seen online in videos that people have done that I think that I would use on a regular basis is basically what this book is going to be. And, I thought that, once a week we would come into the idea book and do a pocket. For now, it's going to be pockets. If I find something that I really like that I want to put in a different book, we might come on and break it up and not always do pockets. But for now, I'm doing pockets. The first pocket I want to do is this little guy. Okay. I sat and made a few prototypes, different sizes. This one's not glued together, but it's a different version. It makes a taller version of this same pocket. Here's another one that I made. So I've got a couple this size. These were with, just to give you an idea, these were with a 6.5 inch circle. So that's as big as you get. And on a page, these pages are, I'm just trying to give you an idea what it would look like on a, so this is about a 5 3/4 inch by 9 inch page. So almost the size of, the 6 by 9 pages. And it looks like that on there when you use a 6.5 inch circle to do this. Okay. So, what I wanted to show you was, I'm going to set this to the side because we are going to make a few of these. I did this one and I only partially glued it together. This is the one that will go in my prototype book. It's inked around the edges so that I can see where all the folds are. This shows me where I'm gluing things down, and this shows me where this stuff comes from. So, having said all of that and that nice long introduction to what we're going to be doing today and this new project that I want to start, let's get started. So I have cut some circles. Hang on just a second. I can't find my circles. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I found my circles. As you can see, basically what happened was, obviously you can trace a plate and cut one out. If I cut out a circle, even if I have a pencil line to go by, it's not going to be a circle. So I put those on my Cricut, and we've got an 8 and we've got a 10, and then these are 6s. So a little bit smaller than this. And then I have these because I want to show you something a little different. These are my cutting templates. This is the reason I went to my Cricut is I have all of these cutters from Creative Memories. This is what I was using to cut my circles. The biggest this will cut is a 6.5 inch circle. I thought I had a bigger circle, but I don't, so my Cricut was the next best option. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fold these. let's do it with the big one, just because I think that it will be easier that way. And let me think how I want to do this. This is not double-sided. So we're going to be trying to figure out how to decorate it up. All right. This is I'm using my grid here to find the center line of my circle. We need the center line because that's where we need to fold to, and you don't want to overlap your middle. So I do a light line down the middle of the circle, just like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in. Now, the idea being it needs to touch that line. And this needs to be as straight as absolutely possible. Okay, so that's what we're going for. A straight fold, which this is slightly not. And then same on this side. We want a straight fold. Oh, that's way not. And only to that line. I would say if I had to say what the hardest part of this was, it would be getting these two folds straight. So if you have a scoreboard, you could stick it on a scoreboard and do 2 lines, maybe. You'd have to kind of estimate how far in you needed the lines to be, would be the problem. Okay, enough about that. So then the next thing you do is fold this up. Fold it up to wherever you want however big you want that pocket. So if you want that to be a little smaller, you fold it up further and down further based on what you're looking for. Remember, it's also going to affect the size of your bottom pockets. Okay, so we're going to do it like that. Okay, so you're going to have 2 folds down the side and 1 across the bottom, right? Unfold your circle. Turn it so that your 1 fold across the bottom goes up one of your sides. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along this fold right to where it meets the 2 side folds, right? Okay, so that's going to be that. Now we're going to fold these back in. See if they interfere with your crease here at all, because you can trim them. This would be when you would trim them. This is also be when you want to erase. If you did a pencil line, you need to erase your pencil line. I will say I did one. Ooh, this paper has some little dots in it, and apparently they are holding on to the little rubber eraser bits. Anyway, that's weird. I did one of these where I didn't get these lines straight, and basically what it'll do is it'll flare your bottom pocket in or out. Okay. All right, so we're going to have this folded in, then we fold this up, and we fold these over. Okay, and that would be my pocket. All right, and that's a bigger one. You can see how much bigger that is. This is our 10-inch circle. Okay. I like this size, actually. It's not necessarily useful for all size journals. If you're making a tall, skinny journal, this might not fit. This is, as a matter of fact, I am making a tall, skinny journal right now, and this will not fit. This comes out to be 4.5 inches wide. Okay, so setting all that aside, now would be the time when you would do any, like maybe trimming up. See these bottom pieces. Actually, I usually trim them after I glue them. The other thing I can do, because this is not double-sided, is I can look at what it would look like to have it this way. So I go up and I go up and I go over. And then you can decide which way you would rather your pocket be. And mine is, that's the other thing. If you don't fold them right to center and they're not straight at the same place, these are off. If I figure out how to do this with a scoreboard, I'll let you guys know. I'm trying to decide which way I like this better. I'm thinking I like it like this better. So then what you're going to do is, look at our glue. Decide whether or not you're going to ink these pockets. Sorry, I'm looking at my inks. I'm looking for, oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. Okay. This is frayed burlap, and we're going to try it on here. This might not be the color I thought it was. Can't decide if I... Let's do the blue. This is Stormy Sky. Okay, so we're gonna do all of our edges. I like these pockets. I think they're kind of unique and different. I've made a few of them. I've seen them in several different places. So like several different people have done them. And I always think they turn out really nice. As long as you don't make weird inking patterns on them. Okay, so let's glue these pieces. So you're going to glue just along this bottom edge. I feel like so far I've been kind of all over the place. I apologize for the choppiness of this beginning. I feel like I always do this when I start a new series. I'm a little nervous about how it's going to go, and not really sure how to, necessarily explain it all right. And so the video ends up showing that I'm, it's a little choppy. Okay. Huh. Okay, whatever. All right, and then we're going to put this up. So let's get some more blue on here. Okay, and then we're going to do these in. So we'll do blue on this side. All right, so the way you would do this is, of course, you would just glue these sides. Right along here, just like you would any other pocket. Okay, and that's going to close this up like this. So let's get that nice and tight down there, and then we'll make sure that's glued down good. Okay, do the other side. Oh my goodness, I must be rolling all in my ink daubers. Guys, can't say we don't have fun when we do this stuff. Okay, and then we're going to glue. I can tell these have some overhang, so I'm going to glue slightly high. If you want to eliminate completely the overhang, my suggestion would be when you're cutting along that fold line, cut on either side of it. Maybe we'll do that on the next one so you can see what I mean. I'm sure you know what I mean. Look at that. I got ink right there, and I don't even know how. Okay, so that's one done. All right. And I think they're really neat looking. Of course, this comes from I like polka dots. Not to say there are polka dots on there, but that's not why. I like polka dots. So the idea of the rounded shapes appeals to me. So I like these pockets a lot. And of course that means that you have, where's my little, I had a little tag here. I don't know what I did with it. Well, anyway, so you have a pocket here, which goes behind both of these. You have a pocket in here. You have, these can act as dividers. So you can slide behind the dividers. You can slide something in front of the dividers, right? And then you've got this area down here. Something I wanted to show you, and we'll do that with a circle punch. Let me see. Do I think that's big enough? I might actually be able to step up one. Let's see how a 3-inch does. That might be too big, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so one of my ideas for decorating the outside of this pocket You know what? I'm just going to cut both sizes and we'll see which one works better. Okay. One of my ideas for decorating the outside of this pocket, since it's so, you could just put this circle on here like that and only glue it down part way, and then you could tuck behind it. Something I thought was really neat to mimic the, kind of scallop type edges is if you take one of these circles and fold it in half. Okay, so we're folding the circle in half. And then I put, when I did it, it was to make this guy here. See, with the little half circle? I put a little dollop of glue right on these corners, just so that this doesn't want to open all the way. I don't want it unfolding. But I do want it to be like a little mini pocket. So I could stick something small in there, a mini tag, whatever. And if you don't glue it down all the way, I can either glue this whole thing down. Be careful not to glue your center or you'll mess your pocket up. But I can glue this whole thing down, or I can just glue it along the bottom. And this little thing becomes a double pocket. Kind of. I always like to glue up a little bit. Okay, and then this glues right down along here. And I forgot to ink it, so now it looks out of place. Oops. Well, now it's all smeared up. Okay, well, anyway. So now you put a pocket here, which can be in front of your dividers and be part of the back pocket also. And then you've got a little slot right here. Okay, so that's like an add-on as your decoration for this pocket. Okay, now let's do one like this where I don't put the circle on. We'll do it with this one. So again, oh, and you know what we can do? Let's try and see if we can figure out the scoreboard. Okay, so this should be an 8-inch circle. Yep, I'm coming over to 8 inches. 4 inches is my mark, which means I'm going to be folding right around 5 3/4. Estimated based on where this goes. If I fold to 4, we're looking at about 5 3/4. Okay, so we're gonna mark it there and hope that that's not too far. Okay, and 5 3/4 from 8 is 1, 2 1/4. So we're going to come in 2 1/4 on this side because we need them to be equal, right? Let's see how we did. Oh, that looks a little further than middle. Yeah, it's a little further than middle. I don't know if overlapping causes a problem, and we're about to find it. Well, that's a lot of overlap. I still don't know if it would cause a problem. Let's try it and see. I'm trying to figure out some sort of a formula for these that would allow you to score the sides so that you get a straight fold every time, because that's where this goes kind of wrong. Now, in this top pocket, you can't tell that I'm overlapping. And in the bottom pocket, we're going to be clipping, okay? And remember what we said, we're going to cut on either side of this. So I'm going to cut right along this side of the fold, and then I'm going to cut right along this side of the fold. And hopefully it's straight. That, of course, is the only problem, is if you don't cut it straight. But hopefully that means it won't interfere and it won't hang off the bottom. So we're going to cut it on this side of the fold. And we're going to cut it on this side of the fold. Okay, and then we're going to take it out. That way I should be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I won't interfere with my crease here, and it won't. Okay, now basically what happens when you do that is you end up with the middle overlapping. I don't know that that's a horrible thing. In here, it adds bulk. You might want to cut it out, but I don't know how picky you are about that. I don't mind it, the little overlapping thing. I'm going to have to wiggle it out some just to see. So 2 1/4 in is too far. Anyway, so let's see. I'll do this one like this since I did the other one like that. And we're going to do this one with the burlap because I think it goes with the background. It's going to be in this way. So I need to ink on this side. Okay, and on this side, and at the top. All right, and then these will fold over like that, right? So let's glue those down. Okay, and then we're going to glue this up. Oh, let's do... Okay, we're going to glue this up. Either side of the pocket. Just like that. Okay, and then we'll ink these little wings and we'll glue them down. So we're going to glue this and this. Okay, down like that. All right, and we'll go ahead and burnish all our glue and our folds and our everything, and there we go. We have another one. All right, now, you see with these, I made it with double-sided paper, which ends up being, you don't have to worry about the white. This is the idea I wanted to show you for, I'm trying to remember what size circle that was. That might be, this one is going to come out somewhere between these two sizes. We'll maybe do those next. This one has the bottom. This is what I wanted to do with, did I just toss it over there with all the rest of them? I did, because I'm paying attention. Okay, what I did for this, and because there was a gap there, I glued a strip of paper across, and then I glued the lace down. Since there's no piece of anything there, I might just put the lace down. Now, it doesn't have to be this lace. It just happens to be what I have handy. I could do something like this, because in my, this is beach paper, and in my one beach book, there's a lot of this burlap trim. This stuff has these circles, and I think it would be nicer if they were punched out. So, okay. So we're going to glue this along the bottom. And it kind of gives you an idea of something you might do to trim this out. Of course, you can also put, you know, stickers, and I would stick to flat things. That's just me, with the idea of, you know, not wanting anything to interfere with something sliding into your pocket. So, I mean, if you've been doing this a while and that doesn't seem to be an issue, then, you know, by all means. Okay, there we go. All right, that's cute. And it can go in a beach theme book. Just like that. All right, and that's just a little decoration along the bottom that you can do to get you started. Now, of course, I would probably decorate these pages, these white areas, like, sorry, I'm looking for a brush. I had one down here, but I don't know what it, that's just like anything else. I had one down here, but I don't know where it went. Like, that's the story of my crafting life. Okay. See? Cute, right? Maybe over here. Like that. And there we have it. Love it. Okay. So that is how I did these. I wanted to show you, notice this one is tall, right? And it is 3 inches, so I can go a little bit bigger. I'm going to put this out of the way. The way I did that one was, I took a piece of my paper. Let's get some stuff out of my way because this is going to require some space. All my inks, my pencil, my mess in general. Slide it all off to the side. Got an extra circle here we might be able to do something with. I like my speaker. This is my speaker because the my laptop doesn't detect its internal speakers anymore, so I had to get a speaker. Okay, this cutting template. Okay, And this basically does the same thing as the circles, but it makes it tall. So if you're doing a tall, skinny journal and you want this same shape, but you want it to fit in a tall, skinny journal, then maybe you use an oval instead of a circle. Same exact idea. We're going to cut the oval out. I love these cutters. I don't know what I would do without them because I can't cut shapes like that. Nope, not happening. Okay, so let's move this and set that off to the side. And we are going to, it must have come around. It must have slipped. All right, we are going to find the center of our oval, just like we would our circle. Okay. Draw a line. I'm not going to use the scoreboard again because I don't have those measurements set real well. We're just going to try and do the folding. So we're going to fold to the center. Oh. I will say that having it somewhat lined up helps make this straight. Now, the other thing you could do, and I suppose this would be a good argument for making cross lines, is if you drew a line across this way, you would have a center point, and you would have this center part of your thing meet your center point. And then that hopefully would work in your favor for straightening your lines up. I try my best to use the grid on my mat to straighten my cardstock as best I can. And for the most part, this works. I mean, it gets it straight enough that I am able to work with it, right? Okay, so what I want to do is, we're going to fold our bottom up. Same premise. Like I said, just taller. And this one, I'm hoping, okay, and this one is, this makes a 4-inch wide pocket. So if you're doing one of those tall, narrow books, this will probably fit, right? So we're going to cut on either side of the fold. I think that worked best. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. I feel like at this point you're like, you get the process. You're just, if you're still hanging in with me, thank you. Okay, so then this goes down like this, and this will fold up, and you'll have a long tall. Or you can flip it over and have your long tall go this way, and then you don't have to erase your center line. Although there's ink on my board. That's where it's coming from. Probably from setting the daubers down. Anyway, so like that, and then I get more seashells the other way, and I still have to erase a line. Okay, so let's erase this before we go putting anything down. And maybe we'll try and see if we can stick some stickers on one and decorate it up a little bit. So we want to put these down first. I don't actually know if I want to ink this one. Okay, so either side, like that. And of course you did. And we'll get this all burnished down. All our folds, our glue smushed down good, and we're good. Now we're going to fold this pocket up. When I was doing this and making the prototypes and going through and folding these, because it's been a while since I made one and all that kind of stuff, and I was making some to show on the video, and I said, you know, I wonder what would happen, because I was looking for, I could have sworn I had a bigger circle cutter, but I don't seem to. And I was looking for it, and I was looking for it, and I found the oval, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I used the oval to do this. So I gave it a whirl, and this is what I came up with. It makes basically the same exact pocket, but taller, which I thought was kind of neat. So why? Oh, you know, that's right. I was like, why did I put the glue on that side? All right. Okay. Just like that. And this one, the one thing you do have to watch when you cut, if you cut on either side of the crease, the one thing you do have to watch is that you may cut it high. So it comes up there. But having said that, now what you can do is what I did before, which was put a little strip across the bottom. I'm going to show you how I did that. Not that it's rocket science or anything, but you could even use, you know what? We could even use this strip to add some color. Okay. So we put this strip across the bottom like this, right? And then you can add this on here as a pocket. What do you guys think? Okay. I don't want to cover up that shell, but I don't necessarily want to fold this. So my glue's running away with itself again. I think 50% of my glue ends up in a rag. Okay, now I don't know if you noticed what I did there. So I did the wide on here, and then I just did a little bit across the bottom to make sure that that closes, and then I did the wide again. That way, when I glue this down, that can still be part of the pocket, right? So you can still get behind there. When you're putting stuff in here, it'll still slip behind that piece. Okay, let's cut these off, get them out of the way. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on here like this. And we're just going to glue it. In this particular case, it's not necessarily going to be its own separate pocket. So I'm going to glue it all the way around like that. So it'll be part of this pocket. So we're going to glue all the way around the bottom of the circle. And of course, if you wanted to try to make it its own separate thing, you could just maybe glue the bottom. Okay. So we have that, right? And I think that's really cute. Now, okay, so I have these, which I thought might be kind of nice on here, depending on how you wanted to do it. I kind of wanted to put something on here. So like maybe something like this. So then we have that, and then, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need anything else. It's very glittery now. You maybe find a word or a label or something, but I mean, you know, as it stands right now, I like it the way it is. I don't necessarily know that I would put anything else on it, and it can go in, you know, some sort of beach, seashell, whatever themed book. Okay, so that was that one. Let's see where we are. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you. So this is our pocketbook. I'm going to end up covering it. I will most likely use scrapbook paper, you know, like maybe some scraps that I have that I really like that I want to keep, or, you know, whatever. And then this will go in here like this, right? And this way I can open it. I can see it. Hopefully, you know, in the future when I want to use it, I will understand how I made it. And I might even tuck a piece of paper in there, small piece of note paper in there with instructions or something on it and decorate up the page. With this being such a small version of this pocket, maybe another pocket goes up here, or maybe this goes up here and another pocket goes down here. Who knows? So anyway, this is my idea for this book. I'm going to tuck this in here. This is going to be our pockets book. And I hope you guys will come along with me on this series while we fill up this idea book with all kinds of fun and interesting pockets. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.